shit.
down.
Jesus. Almost give me a heart attack. What, man?
I have you already. It's too late.
God damn it. What did I do? Did I unplug something? I don't know.
Where you going?
Okay.
Where you going?
Hey, Jojo, do me a favor. That light sucks. Thank you. I can't deal with that one too.
Too late. I already have you.
Hi, give me a minute, guys.
I already have you. It's too late. There's nothing you can do. Oh no.
I don't know where anything is. 3 cards pulled. 3. Okay. Hi. All right. Let me get on live chat. Then I'll start to explain a little. This is another room. This is, oh, isn't that a pretty sight? Look at that. What a gorgeous view you have. This is the upstairs living room. This is the room that was my tarot room, but I had to take everything out of it. And now this is the room that I have to do my videos in. So I have to like carry everything upstairs that I need, including the light. And then when I'm done with my videos, carry everything back downstairs.
You don't have to. Just don't freaking.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
Why?
Yes. Because I can't, I need the light downstairs when I'm not up here.
Go away.
And I need all the stuff that I carry up here. I need it downstairs because I have to like do stuff with it. But because Peter can't be inconvenienced for 10 minutes when he gets home from work, he's been pissed off at me. I know.
No.
It just means that I can't have.
Radiant Wide Spirit Tarot.
That's the one. I forgot the actual important deck that I needed while I was up here. So thank you, Jordan. Went and got it for us.
You better get your dog. She can get smacked.
You ate its other eye.
Yeah. One, she's looking at my slice of pizza. 2,
Hi.
she gave me a heart attack. I'm sorry.
I know. And I don't mean to invade the living room. I apologize.
You're
But
fine, too.
I don't have a choice.
Am I not entertaining enough for your channel?
No, it's just this is the one day of the week that like I have a really focused. I'm on almost 2 hours usually on Tuesdays because I have so much to do. And usually I have all the cards pulled. And now I have 3. I have 3 pulled. And the rest of it is, hold on, here, is, see, still all in the decks.
I'll be your little helper.
Yay. Well, you guys can do that.
Not with my pizza hand, but I'll do it with this
Oh,
hand.
yeah, no.
I didn't touch the pizza with this hand.
Yeah, but
Swear
you
to
have to look through the cards, and you can't do
What
that
am
with
I
one
looking
hand.
for?
I need the King of Hearts out of all of these decks. They are all in order, so it won't be in the beginning, and then there's the suits it'll be like Pentacles, blah blah. When you find the swords, it'll be the last swords card.
Okay.
Out of all of these decks.
This
Thank
one?
you guys. Yep, every single one of them.
Okay.
They're all in order because I keep them all in order because these are my teaching decks. Thank you. My 2 daughters-in-laws. Okay. All right. I'm going to take a deep breath because I need to change my energy for a minute.
Yes, we need
She
to
had a
have
very stressful day.
It
Okay, so
has
you said it's
been.
the swords, which would be the last one.
It'll be towards the back and it's like suits, like clubs, diamonds, da, da, da. So when you find that sword suit, you know how cards work, like regular playing cards.
Sure.
So it'll be towards the back. It's not the first 22 cards. It starts with pentacles, cups, swords. Once you get to those, when you find the sword,
Hey, are you
it'll be
fucking
the last
kidding me? You piece of shit.
swords card.
Babe, can you please call her in there? She just stole Kaylin's pizza.
You want me to slice pizza? I'm so
Yeah.
pissed now. I'm sorry. Dude, I was really enjoying that.
Yeah,
slice of
don't
pizza,
touch her.
man.
Where is it?
I wouldn't touch her right
Yeah,
now. She
yeah,
still
don't
got
touch
it.
her yet.
Did she steal your pizza?
Yeah,
she
she
did.
did.
She stole a whole piece of pizza.
Yeah,
Zena,
I was enjoying that slice, man.
how did she get the whole size pizza?
because
So
it was
set it
on the
down for 2
table,
seconds.
and she snuck in like, I'm so pretty. I'm not doing anything bad. I'll
Rude ass.
Dee Dee, thank you. I think I needed that hug. Thank you.
A Knight of Cups? No. Okay.
King
Knight
of Cups. It'll be
King of Cups. Okay.
3 after that.
Bang, found it. So,
Perfect. Okay. Cute Yule Terra bags in the $5 section at Target. I got one of those last year, or 2 of them last year. Hold on. I think they're in here because I took them back out because they were too Christmassy for regular use, but okay, I don't know where it is right now, but I got 2 of them last year. Okay. All right, so let me do a couple updates first. I try not to do a lot of updates on Terror Tuesday because I know we have a lot of places to go. But if you did not see the update on Dana, I posted an update on the wall. And tomorrow I'm gonna try to Mama Squirrel has an entire army of bags. I know, it's sorry. Actually, a lot of these are the Crown Royal bags that I absolutely adore. That ow, no, I have some that I got as a gift. You guys will remember that. I was like, oh, I love these bags. Okay. Whew, sounds like the chaos at my house. I know, it really is. It's just been a little much today.
Is wands the same as cups?
No,
No. Oh, okay. They're different.
they are different.
Cups.
Oh shoot! Is that a deck that's not in order? Probably. Is there? No, I thought
I think
put most of them in order.
I think it's in order.
I go. It's probably farther
back.
back. Yeah, it's in the farther back.
All right. My mom saved the shit out of those, right? I know they're awesome. I love those Crown Royal bags. Okay. So let me quickly say hello to everyone because we haven't even done that yet. How long have we been on already? 7 minutes, and I haven't even said hello yet. I'm really sorry, you guys.
Sorry,
All right.
the dog took my pizza.
It's all right. We're getting there. And Owl's Perch, Jack, Rowena, Nancy, hi. Hexen, hi. Dana's not in here, right? I hope she's in bed because she really needed to regenerate her energy there. Jess, hi, honey. Earthly Taurus, MA. Marge, hi, Johnny Dragon. Hi, Pat. Listening while taking a co-worker home and running to the store. I gotcha. Life of a family man, right, Pat? All right. Children being home is hysterical to watch. I know it's hysterical to watch. Thank you. I'm glad you could laugh at me. No, it's I'll tell you, the one thing that going through all of this chaos and then putting energy out there for Dana and knowing all that she's going through, the one thing that has done is made my situation here feel like, it's okay. It's, how horrible that we have so many people that we love in the same house that it's a little chaotic. Yeah, we can live.
I like this.
That's one of my favorites. And I don't use that deck yet because it's it's like an art deck. Black, true black.
Thick.
Okay. I'm going to skip ahead, guys, because it'll take me forever. If you wanted me to see something, retype it for me in caps. And my mods can, point it out to me or we'll never get started.
Which one's the king? Okay, so these are the 8 and the 9.
Yep.
So knight, queen, king.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
It was weird. I saw the X's and
Now,
stuff at the bottom.
this deck and, this deck, actually, the one at the very bottom there, I need the books out of those decks because those 2 decks, we also read what's in there.
Okay.
Thank you for helping me, honey. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so hi, Redrum. How are you, sweetheart? So sorry that you won't be able to donate. It's okay. I do know, well, all right, I'm not going to lie and say I do know how it is in Algeria, but I understand how it must be. But I hope things are good there anyways. And I know that Dana understands too. And energy is a wonderful thing to send. So just send the energy because we are going to need a lot of that energy. And so that's what I was going to say too, guys, is there's a lot of stuff around the Dana thing that I decided we need to have a longer discussion about. It's basically war here right now. Oh, honey, just try to stay as safe as you can. I want to bring you over here. Hey, you've got a captive audience there for Tarot Tuesday. I know, but I hate to, especially the people who, I know that you guys know how rambly I get, but I always feel bad if I go on to a different topic for too long on Tarot Tuesday, because then I know the people that like 2 years from now are just finding my channel because they want to study tarot are going to be like, who the heck is this woman? And why is the first 45 minutes not about tarot at all? I know you are, Red Rum. I know. And I know you will. And I know she appreciates that too. So, Dana did have the first radiation appointment today. Last 2 days, been sending so much energy. I passed out at 7:30 last night and napped today. Good, Shauna. I'm glad to hear that. You are one of the people I was worried about today. As I was talking to my admins about a few things that we're going to talk about tomorrow probably, because I know you connect to that energy so well, that I want to make sure everybody is taking care of themselves a lot more, like taking special care of themselves. Because when we're sending out that energy, the first thing you think of is to send everything you have. Imagine you as a teacher that the class would be rambling, right? I know. 26 minutes of how my morning went yesterday before we started the video. Oh, it's a good thing you all love me. So it's going to be really important. It's like donating blood. That's right. Because you have to make sure that you are bringing back your own energy so that you're not pushing out all of your energy and you don't have enough to do your own day-to-day stuff. So we're going to talk about that more tomorrow, because I did post her exact text to me in, as hard as that was, in the Facebook group, because I wanted to make sure you guys saw how ugly this road is going to get. Because if you're not in the medical field, then we need to just kind of talk a little bit about how we fight cancer still these days. It's not fun. Oh, you don't need that. Oh, I don't use that. That's true, Jack. It was a little bit like that. So I know there's times that I can super focus too, right? Because the way that we fight cancer right now, still, after all this time and technology, and the best we've gotten is that we pretty much try to kill you and keep you alive, so that we are killing the cancer too, and bring you to the brink of death and try to keep you breathing so that when we bring you back, hopefully the cancer will have died. So it's rough stuff. It is not an easy road. So we talked about it. There's a way we're going to deal with that, I think, and hope that worked. That's exactly right. Kill the blood cells, let them start over. That's it. And I cannot believe that that's the best we've got still. I was saying there's to me, there's like some conspiracy. I'm in the medical field. Like pharmaceuticals, to me, they are like evil incarnate. And for me, I really feel like they are squashing stuff. My coworker just found out his mom has cancer in her lymph nodes. Ugh, I'm sorry, Pat. Sending energy there too. My mom and one of my brothers passed away from lung cancer, and it was hell. Another brother is going through chemo. Yep, absolutely.
That's what my grandfather passed away from, lung cancer.
Absolutely. So thought I saw somewhere that there was some breakthrough for cancer, but naturally I can't find any info on it. See, I know. I see once in a while you'll see this thing and then it disappears and you can't find it anymore. So I've had chemo and was lucky. It is no fun. I'm guessing hers will be more aggressive. Exactly. And she's having radiation and chemo at the same time. So it is not going to be an easy road. Part of the way we're going to deal with that, well, I will talk way more about this tomorrow, but I think we're going to start a separate chat because I want to be very proactive. It's kind of like the trigger warning stuff that we talked about a long, long time ago, and you new people will not remember that. I had such a lovely video about trigger warnings, let me tell you. I'm not. But I want to make sure that the people who are not ready to do this kind of shadow work, because us sending energy to this dark path is going to be a hard road for us too. So we are going to talk a lot. We're going to have separate videos and stuff about building ourselves up and about how to kind of compartmentalize some of that. So that we can get through this too, because it's not going to be easy for us too. And so I want to make sure, I remember that video, I got pissed because you were so upset and crying. Oh my gosh, that was like, it was a year ago? I bet you it was pretty close to a year ago, huh? So we'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow, but we're going to treat this like shadow work and we're going to kind of separate it from the main group a little bit because I want to make sure that those people who are not ready for that deepness can send loving light energy without having to attach maybe to the energy that we're going to have to attach to realize what Dana needs. Okay, does that make sense a little bit? Hopefully. And then we can go from there. So I want to make it clear. You still are going to be able, is that something you have to do for Reiki too? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You still, even if you are not in that chat, meaning you're not going as deep down that hole, you still are going to be able to send awesome energy to Dana. It's just not going to bring you as deep into that shadow as the people in that separate chat are going to figure out what she needs exactly. Okay? And we'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow.
This is just your oracle, right?
No, actually, that's another deck too. Oh, and that one is not going to be easy.
This one was already unorganized too. So that one is unorganized also.
Ow! Oh shit. That's all right. That's my fault because I got it out. The stuff that was in the back were the cards that we already went through. And then the rest of it was what we haven't done. But it's okay because we've only done 10 cards maybe. Okay. Super chat is on. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. All right. Let's get into our tarot discussion. 18 minutes in. I'm sure I had other stuff that I had to talk about, but I don't remember. It's just been a long, long day. I had an hour and a half of sleep and then 4 hours of awake for no reason at 2, 3 in the morning. And then an hour and a half of sleep before I got up. So I may be a little loopy tonight on top of all of it. Hi, Opal. No, it looks like a samurai warrior. And it's like his face and his upper body, and that's it.
Okay.
And it's kind of an orangey reddy card. Okay, let's take a look at it. Now, I have not, like I said, I'm a little bit behind. Now, I have my books someplace. I have them. What did I do with them? Shit. All right. I have my books. I know I have my books. I saw them. What the hell did I do with my book? Oh, I am totally losing my mind. Oops. Sorry, honey. All right. Did I not bring my 3 books up? Shit. All right, hang on. I'll be right back. God damn it. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, I swore I brought them up. I must have set them aside to bring them up, and I didn't. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Someday I will get organized, I swear. Oh, I know what I was going to say real quick. I'll try not to go on too much longer because I know we're like 20 minutes in already. But, my part of the reason I was late is because I could not find the bin of all the decks that I use every week. And I've been looking for it all week long. Like, I haven't made a big deal out of it because I'm like, all right, everything is kind of all over. I can't remember exactly where we put that bin, but I know we left it out. And I pictured the 3 books that we use on the top. And when Jordan helped me last Wednesday and Thursday.
Right after you did your
Right after I did it. Yeah, that's it. We put them away in my dresser, and I totally forgot we put them away. I have not opened up that part of the dresser in a week because I've been looking for the bin that we put them away from. The new skull I got from Cass, the purple, you mentioned it was dark fluorite. It was black fluorite. Black fluorite. Hi, Jordan. Oh, you're getting highs.
Hi.
Hi.
I feel like people can see me in the background.
There you go. You can sit on the couch. Then they can see ya.
I mean, that's fair. There's a bunch of bullshit in the way.
Right? I know. Tell them to move their shit. What the hell is it?
It's fucking Kaylin and Dustin's musty shit they never re-washed.
On top of it, there's a thing from the bathroom that has cat pee in it because they didn't change the litter in time. That Nancy finally threw in the shower because the whole bathroom was smelling like cat piss.
That's gross.
Okay. Anyway, Mama's assistant. That's right. That's what she is. All right. Yeah, you notice Kaylin does a couple and I shouldn't say that. What if she ever watches that back? She won't. But I'm always like, and I think about that when I talk about my mother. I'm always like, oh shit, what if she watches this? She won't. All right. All right, here we go. I found it. I found the swords. Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you, Marge. You are the bomb when it comes to Tarot Tuesday, my dear. All right. Did I miss anything, guys? Are we good? Oh, look at you. Even put up my Goodreads account. You rock, Marge. I love you. Okay, here we go. So we are always starting with The Ultimate Guide to the Tarot by Liz Dean. This is a good book when you are like just starting out. This gives us kind of some of the symbology and gives us a very basic understanding of what the card means, right? We are doing the first deck that we always do is from the Radiant Wise. And we are doing, the King of Swords, which you know what is a card that I love. I love this card, which is funny to say about the King of Swords. And we'll get into why I'm saying that. It's not a card that people pull a lot and they go, ooh, look, the King of Swords. Not really, because he's kind of a hard ass, but I love this card. Okay. So the element for this card obviously is air because we're in the sword. So air is thinking. This is about all intellect and the thinking suit, right? The chakras are crown and third eye. Again, we're looking at all, neck and above. The Five of Swords can be considered an aspect of the Emperor. So 4 also. Or father archetype who brings structure, order, and authority. The realm of the King of Swords is the mind. Just as the King of Cups rules the heart, the King of Pentacles rules the physical body, and the King of Wands, the soul. The king is comfortable in his regal position and resembles the Justice card in his pose with Justice's sword. Like his partner, the Queen of Swords, the king's throne is engraved with butterfly motifs for his element of air. So you see the butterflies on his throne.
You said King of Cups, right?
No, King of Swords.
God damn it!
Did you guys do cups?
King of Cups. Oh, we swear on everything you said King of Cups.
Now I'm going to have to go back to the video because you never know. I might have said King of Cups.
I think you did. I think you at least said it one time.
All right, we got this.
I'm
All
so
right.
sorry. Okay, we're doing it.
It's okay. This one is correct because I just told
Yeah,
you what it looks
just
like.
told me. That's why I was like, man, that one looks different.
I know she came back. She was like, I'm sitting down there listening to it too, and I was like, I don't think that's the right.
Oh, I love you guys. You're good. You're all right. Okay. On the right, almost perching on the king's shoulder, is a female fairy. What? Okay, how many times have I looked at this card? I never noticed in the Rider-Waite deck that there is a fairy on his shoulder. Like, who knew there was fairies in the Rider-Waite deck? That's pretty cool. I see Rider-Waite so much as like a much more serious deck and kind of boring. When you're first starting out, most beginners hate this deck because it's like, there's no prettiness to it. There's no, but once you learn tarot more, you learn to love this deck because it has every single symbol in it that you could ever need from the tarot. So it's funny. I just never noticed. The two crescents forming a crest with the butterflies at the top of the throne may be sickles. Another implement. Now, am I going to have problems with my... Please tell me I'm going to be able to focus tonight. No, it's kind of working. Okay. It's all right. Maybe sickles, another implement that cuts like his sword. Equally, they could be two moons, which of course is what I see because triple moon goddess. I see moons everywhere instead of sickles and stuff like that. But I can see, especially in this card, where the sickles would make sense too. The fairy is right here sitting on his shoulder on the throne. So you see the butterflies and the sickles are the two moons. And then the fairy is here on his shoulder. There we go. Come on, phone. All right. Part of it is our leg. Aha. There we go. See it? Okay. Here we go with my favorite planet. Why is it that Uranus... I know I'm supposed to say it the other way, but I swear I'm not saying it like that. I know I'm literally like,
Uranus.
what's Neil deGrasse Tyson? He like yells at people for not saying Uranus because you have to say Uranus. That's how it's supposed to be said.
Really? Is it? Because I've definitely heard scientists say it's
Yeah, they tried to do that like a long time ago, but now physicists and all those kind of people, Neil deGrasse Tyson has come back and said, no, you absolutely have to say Uranus. That's how, and I just refuse. It's
I feel
Uranus.
like it diminishes the power.
I know, right? It's terrible.
That's terrible.
Okay. One of the moons of Uranus, not doing it. The planet of awakening that rules the king's sign of Aquarius is named Titania, after the legendary queen of the fairies. If the fairy on the throne is intended to be the beautiful but cruel Titania, she embodies the dark and light sides of the king's mighty sword. This charming sovereign can be ruthless. So how cool is that? The card's element is air of air. Okay, so we talked about we did another court card and it was queen or something of something. So we talked about the courts having their own element, right? So each king is the air element. We talked about the queen has her own element, and some people switch them around a little bit. The king, it was Page, Earth of Earth. There you go. Thank you. The king is the air element. And so because swords is also the air element, she's whispering in his ear. Yeah, she's facing him. So this is the air of air. Okay, so this is the ultimate embodiment of the intellect. And that's why we're going to talk about later, he has no emotion in there. It is all intellect, all logic. And that's why I don't think once in my entire life I have ever pulled this card ever. Because I, for the most part, will not get along very well with this person. Because there's just no emotion there. It is very stoic. It is very logical. It is very analytical, right? You get it all the time. You may have a person in your life that is air of air. I don't think I've ever pulled it, ever. I don't have anyone in my life who is air of air either. As analytical as Peter is, he still has emotion. It's just over what he chooses to deem important. I wonder why he wears no armor in Rider-Waite. He doesn't need the armor. The armor is always to protect the heart. And the king of swords, the heir of air, needs no protection there. He doesn't use his heart. He only uses his intellect. So you see, his crown protects what's important to him. All right. His throne. So this king is idealistic and ambitious. His throne is placed above the base of the trees. So you see the base of those trees? The Spock card. Yes. Oh, that's a great analogy. I love it. Suggesting perspective from a high position. His sword is held at an angle rather than in an upright ceremonial pose. So we sense he is familiar with the feel of its swipe. He knows how to use this sword. He uses it often. This sword is comfortable in his hands. This is not a ceremonial sword at all. This is, he knows. The Tin Man, if only he had a heart. Yes, yes, yes. The clouds, symbol of doubt or confusion, seem banished to the mid and lower parts of the card, as if the king had just cut through the clouds above him, revealing a soft bluish sky. Blue is the color of truth and clarity, echoed in the color of his robes. The king's purple cloak stands for intuition. So, which is something that I always was like, how does he have intuition if he doesn't have his heart? Because to me, my intuition doesn't come from my brain. It comes from my heart. Well, some people have intuition from logic. They logically think out all paths and figure out intuitively, this is the one that we need to be going down, right? And that's the intuition that the King of Swords has. And the red cap and orange sleeves are for passion in the material world. He focuses his sharp mind on what needs to be done. King and queens in tarot are traditionally regarded as the people in your life or people about to come into your orbit. However, you can also read the king as a general influence, so this interpretation is included last. So here again, we have the dual interpretations, right? This card is either a person in your life or it is an influence in your life. When a fighter is familiar with a weapon, it feels like a part of you, an extension of you. Yes, and that's what this sword is to him because he knows this sword.
Is this one already out?
Which one?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Sorry. Yep, that's the one I'm holding. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We
You're
just we had
We were trying to put him back.
I am an INFP. There's very little brain logic in me.
Yeah, this
I'm
one
right
is
with you.
not-
I am an
This one too.
INFJ. Yes, I think.
I think she should.
I have to remember now.
Pretty.
All right. As a person, the King of Swords can be an intellectual or a man who relies on logic to help him win. He is also open to ideas, although he can be impatient if he has to wait for a consensus before taking action. Now, remember, in this book, too, because we're talking about the Rider-Waite deck, they very much do masculine and feminine energies, and the king to the Rider-Waite deck is always a man, always a man. But we know now with our way of thinking, the king doesn't always have to be a man. I know women like this. Absolutely.
Is this swords?
Do they not have any names?
It looks like wands.
No, it just says
Let me
king.
see. Yeah, that's wands with the fire.
You better back up. You're gonna get my pizza.
You know what? When the suit starts, you'll see the sword like standing upright, and there's a crown over the sword, I think, in the one. And then you'll know when you get to that king, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then page, knight, king, queen.
Queen King.
Did I say that? King,
You
queen.
said-
Yeah,
you said-
queen, king. Yep. He is also open to ideas, although he can be impatient if he has to wait for consensus before taking action. And that's the arrogance of him. There is an arrogance to the King of Swords most often that they know what's right. And how dare you need other opinions before you take action? I have spoken. I don't understand. That is not logical. And think of the Spock again. The logical thing to do is this, period. Therefore, that's what you do. What do you mean you are taking other opinions? There is no other opinion but the right opinion.
That's you, Mom.
However, he is outwardly calm and makes good judgments. He often has a dry sense of humor and is very charming. Okay? So that's why I love this card. That's why many of the cards that I've chosen have kind of the opposite feelings to the card. With this card, very, very much so. We will start to read the energy of the card based on what the card has in it. There are some King of Swords that I pull and I'm like, oh, I love this guy. He knows what he's doing. He's assertive. He's intelligent. And he's not ready to bowl you over either. And then there's other King of Swords that you pull and you go, oh, okay, this is the arrogant ass who thinks he knows everything. And the energies are definitely different, but the same. So this is a really good card to look at the dualities that can be into one specific, hi Deb, into one specific energy, and how based on the artist interpretation, one card can be looked at as, oh, this is going to be a tough thing to get through. Or, all right, you have someone in your corner that you may really be able to rely on, and this is now a positive thing. And so this is such a great card to do that with, because there's some, wait till you see some of these energies. I'm like, oh, look at this one I immediately go, oh, I hate this guy. And then other ones I go, oh, look at, he's great. I thank you for helping me to organize everything. And great card for this. Where am I? He often has a dry sense of humor and is very charming. In readings, he can appear as a seductive man you meet at work or through other professional connections. His ideal vocations include traditional professions, and you will also often find him in powerful roles: doctor, judge, solicitor, lawyer, or member of the armed forces or law enforcement, academic, IT, research work, business. He is often a manager or director. Whatever profession he chooses, he must be able to make decisions that make a difference and preferably have hands-on involvement. He wants to be right in there, right? And again, a lot of times he either doesn't have that emotional capability, or he separates that emotion so well that that emotional part does not influence his decisions in the way he reacts to things, because he separates that from how he is looking at things. Let me get a drink. Any questions so far? We're only on the first book, but this is such a juicy card. I love it. Okay. As an influence, when the King of Swords arrives in a reading, the focus is on the mind rather than the heart. You may be going through an intensive time of work or study. In relationships and domestic affairs, it's time to take the initiative and step up. If 2 or more kings fall close together in a reading, 2 kings mean a good partnership, 3 kings influential, 4 kings a power battle. Okay, so that's the first book. That's our introduction to this awesome king, and what his energy feels like or can feel like. This one, Benabel book. All right, so now we are going to pull out the tome. I need my glasses on again, Jen. King of Swords. Here we go. So, the Tome of Tarot. We're looking at Holistic Tarot by Benabel Wen. Great exercise would be to talk to the Lord of Swords like he was in the room with you for about an hour. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I've got some great papers that I'm going to be going through too. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. See now, here we go. Benabel sees the kings as a different element. So here we have Liz Dean sees the element of air for the king. And that's how I see it also. I see the kings as the intellect, the air. There you go. Deb sees it as Benabel sees it. And Benabel sees it as fire, as the passion. So Benabel sees the King of Swords as the fire of air, the passion of intellect. And I can see that side of it too. He is so passionate about the intellect that the emotion is cut out, because that passion, that ultimate energy of that intellect is all he sees. Intellectual, analytical, stern, orderly. The king sits on a throne with butterflies and both the waxing and waning crescent moons. He wears blue. There are a few dense clouds behind him, but they are not as thick and prominent as the clouds with the Queen of Swords. The inner lining of his cloak is a bold red. A winged cherub is carved into his crown. Is that what that's supposed to be? Oh, the wings on either side. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see if we can get focused here on the crown. Okay, come on, my lovely phone. I know you want to focus for me. Please. No, adjust the light, because this is going to work for me today, damn it. Nope, not like that. Maybe I'm not. I can live with that. Let's see if that helps with the glare. Little bit. Come on, bitch. It's a good thing this video is marked not for children. Don't talk about switching up the elements. It's too hard. I know it. And you guys, please understand, if you are not ready to get into that, element discussion, just move right on. You don't have to get into that yet. The energy is the same. It's just tweaked a little bit differently. Okay? What do those two birds in the corner mean? Just to symbolize sky. I know it. Focus! My damn camera. I so need a new phone. But, you know, Joey needs a new phone all the time. Anyways. That's okay, Deb. It's we could talk about it because it's good to at least be aware of it. And then what happens, it's funny, when you start to learn the tarot, what happens is something clicks for you all of a sudden and you'll be like, oh, wait, now I get this element thing that we talked about that I didn't really understand. So I kind of skipped past it in my brain. And then, are you going to knock that off? You are that typical cat that goes, poof. And then you suddenly go, oh yeah, remember that discussion we had? Now I get that. And so it's good to bring it up. Oop, where's my glasses? I need a vlogging camera. I know. Right. Where am I? The King of Swords presents a stern demeanor. I get so confused because I'm used to the Rider-Waite, right? I hear you. I mean, you could associate them with any element if you really try. Exactly. So it's whatever makes the most sense for each, right? That's true. It would, although it would be hard for me to do King Cups, I think. I could figure out Wands. I could figure out Pentacles even. But boy, King Cups, that would be like the antithesis of the cups. Okay. King of Swords presents a stern demeanor, military might, and intelligence. He appears dispassionate and detached from others. He is intellectual, analytical, and exudes articulate, masculine energy. The King of Swords thrives in the world of logic, facts, and rationality, but has a tendency to be too rigid. This is an adult man in the military, or a judge, or a man of extremely high discipline with an analytical mind. A man firm with friends and firm with enemies. He can also be overcautious. This king is a wise counselor. Sometimes in his mind, he believes he has made a fair judgment, but it is not. He is a man of action. Figuratively, could indicate leadership or effective management in the area of politics and seekers' ambitions. Often misunderstood and undervalued because he is anything but the salesman type. He is a guardian of social order. Like the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords expects himself to uphold a rigid code of conduct, but he does not stop there. He also expects everyone around him to uphold the same rigid code. And that is that when you kind of get into that arrogant negative side, is because he just doesn't understand. If you are not that analytical, logical mind, he sometimes deems you not worthy. From French playing card tradition, the King of Swords is said to correspond with the righteous and fair warrior king, King David of Judeo-Christian mythos. Like the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords is accompanied by a single black bird flying in the sky behind him. Here we go. Who asked about the birds? It's actually two, though. Representing, and now I lost it. Hold on. We're about to find out. Where is it? Representing his higher thought and intelligence. Hey, look at that. Yeah, sorry. Representing his higher thought and intelligence, and like the queen, he sits on a throne depicting butterflies, suggesting metamorphosis. And the air, it's funny. She says, because she's fire, she says the butterflies represent metamorphosis, which I can see also. I see the butterflies and think the air suit. He is a man who is bound to go through profound changes through the various stages of his life. Air dominant, the King of Swords is ambitious, sometimes controversial, prone to stir controversy with his words, a bit argumentative, but a rational, intelligent, bright, and articulate individual. Could signify Libra. Aquarius or Gemini. Note that 2 kings appearing in a tarot reading, for a male seeker, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's Benabelle's. And one last book is The Modern Tarot by Michelle T. This is I'm so conflicted now. Is he air or is he fire? I guess it's whatever I feel when I pull him next. Exactly. I never heard people were switching out elements. I think that makes sense. I do too. Absolutely. For sure.
I literally just made that shit. Like 5 fucking minutes ago.
Hold on. I'm looking for my swords here. There we go. Nope. 10 of swords. Wait, does she? She puts the court cards in the back. Sorry. All right, here we go. It is like the last one. King of Swords. Here we go. All right, and finally, the King of Swords totally has a staring problem. Look at him looking right into your soul. If you think there's something judgy about him, you're right. See, I love her. This is just, talking to your girlfriend about what you think the card means, right? He is sizing you up, and his eye is as sharp as his double-edged sword. The King of Swords is a straight shooter. As stern and as intimidating as he is deeply ethical and very trustworthy. And that's true. That, start over. That judginess about him is not an intentional judginess. He's not meaning to be judgy. He truly and absolutely has thought this out. And to him, he knows what the best path is. Can I please do this, you guys? Knows what the best path is. And in his head, he just doesn't understand why you wouldn't go with the right path. Because this, of course, is the right path. He's not going, oh, only I know. He's going, no, I have logically, look, I have figured it out. Here it is, the right path. Why wouldn't you do the right path? This is very obviously the right path.
No.
There is no, he doesn't intend to snow you or anything like that. He just knows his truth. He's speaking his truth as a matter of fact. Exactly. There is no, sneakiness about it at all. This is the logical choice. And again, you think Spock. There is no maleficence in him. It is purely, of course, this is the right way. Why would you think any differently? This is the logical path. Quite the Libra, right? The plainness of his clothes indicates that he's not putting on airs and has no ulterior motives or hidden agendas. Exactly. He is looking for the simplest piece of logic, the most economical collection of words, the most merciful yet ethical ruling. His golden crown is his only bling, and it's there to let you know that for all his simplicity, he is still a king. He rules, and he rules well. The crescent moon and butterfly etched on his stone throne suggest that although logic rules the day, he does allow mercy to influence his decisions. So again, this is now the third interpretation of the butterflies, which says that he is gentle enough to enjoy butterflies. So mercy is also a thing. He is not so harsh that he cannot grant mercy also. 3 different interpretations of the butterflies. Love it. if the King of Swords has popped up in your world, he might be an authority figure who is traditionally masculine, sometimes even a macho man. On the good side, he is truly fair, works hard, and wants to be in service to the greater good. And that, again, that is how his logic portrays itself is, I have figured out how the world works. My intelligence has divinely separated out every single detail of everything. So I will now step up and teach all of you the correct path. And so that, again, the feeling of that card has to come from the artist. Is that a good thing? In some cards, yes. Some cards, like right now, I could use the King of Swords right now. I ain't gonna lie. Look around me. I need the freaking organization, the emotion to come out of it and be like, this is what needs to happen. In some cards, it's going to be, oh, this arrogant ass. Of course he knows the right way. And he will not listen to anything else because he knows the right way. So it's going to depend on which card.
I know.
Yes. Okay. On the downside, expect some serious mansplaining. Yes. He is great at legal issues and leadership roles, and his grasp of language is incredible. He could be a professor or a writer or both. If he is a friend, he is probably someone who inspires you, who perhaps you have a friendly rivalry with, who pushes you to be smarter. But this person can also be a know-it-all and isn't necessarily the best shoulder to cry on. Sounds like you know the king well. Yay! They are not very connected with their emotions and are too focused on solving problems to hang out and share a cup of misery with you. So how many times? Now, I remember early on in our relationship, my husband and I, so he has had King of Swords moments for sure, saying to him a million times, I don't want you to solve my problem. Just shut up and listen to what I'm saying. Right? Because you get halfway through your story and he doesn't even want to hear the end because he's already solved it, gotten to the end of it. And he's like, wait, let me tell you how to fix it so you can just stop your story. I don't need to hear the rest of this now. Let me just tell you how to fix it. And I'm like, nope, stop. I don't want you to solve my story. I want you to just listen to me. And he's like, why? Why would I have to listen to this huge long story if I just know how to fix it? Just let me fix it. He can't. That emotion is out of it. And it's like, no, I don't want to listen. I just want to fix it now. And I put the card in here. Okay. Perfect. Okay. If this person represents a love interest, you're probably feeling frustrated. Exactly. You will have to accept a certain style of communication and a detachment that all the snuggles in the world will not warm up. If you can embrace this person's character, they will be very loyal to you, which is very true. I just have learned I don't talk to Peter about emotional stuff because he's like, unless I have to. And then he has learned that he has to just shut up and go, and I know it's killing him. And same, sometimes there's stuff that I'm like, oh, I just need to talk to somebody about something. And I know it's not him because poor thing, if I make him sit through that, he's gonna get a hernia just trying to shut the hell up. Right? All right. Shit. I was mid-sentence. Hi, Kyla. Hi, Red Team. If you can embrace this person's character, they will be very loyal to you and very intellectually stimulating. Oh my God, I'm dying. I go through the same thing. Just listen. Just listen. Deb, you get to the point. I don't know how long you've been with him. or her, but you get to the point where you just understand each other. And so there are times that he knows he has to just listen. And there are times that I know I just have to not even bring it up. I have to find somebody else that wants to sit and listen to my stories. Hence, you all. But if you keep yearning for something they're not offering, walk away. It's not going to change. And that's exactly it. Just don't even, he's never going to say, honey, tell me all about your day and make sure you spend 2 hours telling me every detail. That is just not going to happen at all, ever. So it's just time to let that go. You have to be able to let that go. If you are the King of Swords, your diplomatic skills, razor sharp thinking. Hi, Brownie. Hint, hint, mods. Brownie. Razor sharp thinking, communication, and clear communication and fairness are probably being requested. Perhaps someone is seeking your advice. Okay, guys. I was just going to say, before he gets to whatever it is he's going to say that is going to be stupid, mods, N2, time to get rid of them. Thank you, Pat. I have a friend who automatically goes to the what you want to do is routine. It's annoying. Yep, just listening and tuning out to go, was utterly alien to him. He got into arguments about it, right? That's okay, Pat. And so that just absolutely happens. And so you have to know how to find friends who are ready to listen to your stories, and how to know when that King of Swords person is around that, nope, this is just this. All right. We're almost done, guys, with this one. Where am I? Damn it. If you are the King of Swords, your diplomatic skills, razor sharp thinking, clear communication, and fairness are probably being requested. Perhaps someone is seeking your advice. Maybe you are being asked to take a leadership role. Of course, you should say yes to all that is asked from you. Some people around you might be frustrated by your aloofness and your apparent lack of emotion in a situation. Depending on how important, and this is key, King of Swords people, depending on how important the person or the event is to you, it might be worth your while to sit down and explain with your clear and marvelous linguistic skills that you do care, even though you express yourself in a way that might not reveal that. That is, if you do care. If you don't, regardless of how painful it might be to the other, be very clear, as if you could be any other way. As a situation, the King of Swords represents a scenario where emotions just aren't welcome. Perhaps it's a science-y scene or a traditionally male realm where emotions are seen as a sign of weakness. Bummer. But it's not necessarily a bad situation, just one whose code you need to adopt in order to join in and thrive. In spite of the coldness, it's not a hostile environment, just quite serious and intensely logical. If this suits your temperament, or if you can assimilate to it, say yes, as the situation will enable you to acquire and flex great skills and prepare you for further leadership down the way. So perfect. I love the way she talks about that. Okay, so any questions? All right, where are we at? I heard Ched's voice changing through everything. I know. Thanks, guys. Hi, space between the notes. Just the first 3 readings of how we're doing here. I haven't pulled the cards themselves yet. So that's good. So now I have quite a few other cards to look at. I don't know if I have all of the ones I wanted, but we have quite a few. Where did somehow we didn't end up with the El Goliath, unless it's in here. Nope. Sorry, we'll get there. And where's the Knight of Swords? Nope, not the Knight of Swords. They tried really hard, and they did pretty good. Except I think they messed up all my decks. And now I have to Oh. Hold on, because this one is really good. I'm going to start with the Slow Tarot. As soon as I can find the king here. Oh, poor things. You know what? The Slow Tarot was never in order, so that's okay. That is not their fault at all. But they pulled out the Knight for me, which is a great card, but not the one we're looking for. Hang on. I'm almost there. Here it is. Okay. So if you did not get to see any of that, any of the things that I posted in the event yet, do take a look at that, because there are some really good, I don't know if you guys at all follow the Tarot by Cecilia. Do you know Tarot by Cecilia? She is great. I just adore her. And her daily draws have some just wonderful, really great insight to those cards. So do take a look at that for sure. What are you missing, Dave?
I just lost my phone again.
Uh-oh, I hear you. I don't know how many times I've done that. As well as everything else. All right, so we're going to start with the comparison of, this is the Slow Tarot. And please focus, please. Uh-oh, what's the matter? What happened, Thomas? Where am I? Uh-oh, where am I? I'm totally not seeing what Thomas said. All right. So I'm going to not even worry about holding up the other card, because I'm hoping I can get the focus to work. Let's hope. You know what? I wonder if I know what it is. Look at how close I look. This is in a different, how do I say this? It's, 1 by 1 and 2 by 2. I don't know all of what that means, but it means I'm too close. And that's why I can't even show the whole card without focusing. It won't do it. Nothing happened. Was just having a whinge about a friend who was being very King of Swordish. I love those King of Swordish stories, though. See, look, it's focusing on the background. How annoying is that? Yes, the ratio. Yeah, that. It's on the wrong ratio. That's why it won't focus, which I'm pretty sure I can't change while I'm here. Nope. I'll have to remember that. Someone remind me to change the focus. I know, right? So can you guys see that a little at least? Yes, Johnny is a girl. You can't see this enough. There's such great detail in this card. He is injured. He has, this injury down his left eye. So he has been in battle. I love the swords, the tips of swords. To me, I don't know for sure. I haven't read the book for this one. But I feel like the tips of swords are from his enemies, and he has made swords out of them. It is, here we have lots of birds in the background. So, but they're white birds. They're like white doves. So he has also negotiated a lot of things. This is from the Slow Tarot. Slow Tarot. He's very serious. He's all in black. Wait, isn't what's his face who got the runes and lost an eye for it? Odin. Yep, absolutely. Odin. And it could be she is representing Odin here. I should take a quick peek at the little booklet here. I think she has a more, oh no, this booklet is what she has, because, yeah, oh yeah, this is a pretty big book. I kind of forget. Hold on. Let's see. King of Swords. Yeah, she doesn't go into a lot of detail about it here. Just weary of conflict, seeking wisdom from others, age and experience. So it doesn't say where she got her inspiration for this King of Swords. But it is a good one, and it definitely could represent an Odinesque figure for sure. Definitely. And I love in his throne in the background is it's like cement. There is no comfort. There is no cushions. There is no pomp and circumstance. This is very bare bones, very serious, very analytical. He wears all black. So this is not a person that cares about, appearance. As you know, he's neat. He's not disheveled or anything, but he doesn't have to be fashionable. Everything, yes, solid. Everything is very much logic. He is the Spock of this. There's the mountains in the back. There isn't trees in the back. Everything is kind of cold. He also did some not so nice things to get that knowledge. Right. Yes, exactly. Because he's been in those battles. For sure. Now, the one comfort, the one softness to this card is there's a white flower. Now, initially I was going to say rose, but it's not a rose. It might be a carnation. Is it, are you talking about, oh shoot, Thomas. It's not, is it Taliesin? Taliesin in the Welsh? Is that, can't remember now. But yes, I know what you're talking about. It might be a carnation. It might be a different kind of flower. But to me, that is the merciful. That's the just a tad of mercy there. He's not all harsh, but there is some, he's fair enough to be merciful when it is required. Okay. Love you too, Opal. Oh, look I got it. It like thinks it's my face, and you can actually see the card. Woo! It focused. I'm afraid to move. Can y'all see it while it's focused? Perfect. Love this one. Very visceral, that visceral reaction. This is a card that I love so much because you either feel one way or the other about it. Usually it's a very visceral reaction of, oh, I don't like this guy. There is something there that is just, ugh, or, wow, he would be great in a fight. Or you want him on your side, right? Here is, oh, I wish I could have found my Druidcraft. I purposely did not post the picture of the Druidcraft because I have some great verbiage to it, and I thought that was one that I had pulled out, and you know what? It's because it's in a bag. Oh shoot! Do I have? Oh, is it this one? Maybe. I think I've put some of my bagged tarots up here. It is not. Damn it. Okay. Well, Druidcraft is a really good one too. So. But I'm going to skip that because we don't have the card for it. All right, we do have this one is the 78 Tarot Mythical Edition. The Flower Chrysanthemum. Oh, yes, it might be M. It might be. Hi, Sherry Bug. So here is the 78 Tarot. This is the mythical edition. And I just wanted to read the artist's story about this card and what he did with this card because I love this interpretation. It's really good. White chrysanthemum is a symbol for truth. Ooh, nice. That works out really well then. So here we have the King of Swords, 78 Tarot, mythical. Growing up, I was obsessed with Greek and Norse mythology, and when asked to contribute, that was my first instinct. But I knew that the pantheons were well represented, and I wanted to stretch myself. Last year, I had seen a group of men at a wedding do the haka dance of the Maori. Have you ever seen that haka dance? Ah, it's great. And of course, I have to say, just because I really like to drool, when my Aquaman does the haka dance, that is my favorite. I love that. And this is, yes. Oh, that lightning, like calling down power. Yes. This is that. Yes. You want this King of Swords on your team. This is that energy. If you've ever seen that haka dance, you know it's so, I have goosebumps because that energy is palpable. And it is that, I am power energy. And that is what this King of Swords is representing. I am power. Where am I? And I found it incredibly moving. So I dug into their mythos and found an amazingly rich culture that I was excited to represent. Ragni was the sky father, and swords being the suit of air, it was a perfect fit. Wouldn't that be more the King of Wands? True, and you missed our discussion about that. This is so different, not getting the intellect vibe. Yes, so there is a power of, so to me, I don't know if I can describe this. First of all, we did say that very often the kings are represented as the fire of air. And some people, I feel more that it is the air of air, the intellect of air. But if this is the fire of air, was playing a concert, would rather be here, that's okay. And this is the power of intellect. So the knowing how to 3 hours of sleep does not do me good. My brain does not come up with the words that I know I'm trying to say. Logic. Knowing the power of the logic that you have already laid out, you have logically pulled in the power of you have figured out all of that universal energy through logic. So this is the fire of air kind of card. And there is the other kind is the air of air, the intellect of intellect, the ultimate intellect. Haka is a form of communication also. Yes. Yep, absolutely. Perfect. Such a, love that power. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm still a little bit disorganized because of this is not my setup space. Intellect can be scattered. Combine it with will and you have direction. Yes, yes, yes. Me too. I know, Pat. Just the palpable energy of that is just unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to go to the Ostara Tarot. Love this one too. To me, he is air of air. Putin, Netanyahu. Not that I like them, but yes. Yep, but they have the King of Swords written all over them. Absolutely. I agree. I have lots of Netanyahu stories. So, and I won't get into all the stories because we're already an hour and 19 minutes, but early in my career where I I watched Jason Momoa do Half Dance. Oof, right? Love him. When I went to school, where I went to X-ray school, and then where I worked for a while, Benjamin Netanyahu's brother was a radiologist there. And so that energy goes through the whole family. I can tell you that. Very, very interesting, very intellectual, very precise. He was not an emotional being. He was, everything was to be just so. And if you didn't have it just so in his, interventional room, we knew it. But there was a reason for it because he just was so intelligent and almost to that manic, everything is just the way it has to be, period. But had some of the coolest, most interesting stories you ever want to hear. I have all of our radiologists at that time were from Israel, and I have some of the most interesting, cool stories. And if you read the book about the war, what is it? I always get the number of days wrong. The 11-day war, the 7-day war, the 8-day war, the whatever they did. The brothers were in it together and had some really incredible stories. So I always, sounds like my dentist. 6-day, thank you, 6-day war. I never get the right numbers because, and again, so not King of Swords, numbers don't mean anything to me. Was a fun way of saying Benjamin Netanyahu. All right, Ostara Tarot. So again, love this guy. There is a more forceful and energetic energy, much like the King of Swords, palpable here. On a positive note, with this king, you can achieve great clarity, tackle the tasks at hand with a vengeance. Perhaps not as quickly as you would like, but tackle those tasks. Prioritize your agenda. Create a whole new level of organization for which you can be proud. Some of you may experience the wrath of an individual who is very blunt, and blatant criticism can perhaps hurt you to the core. There seems to be someone in your sphere who is not behaving in an ever so nice manner. Please do not let it be for you. For while the fiery energy of Aries can certainly propel one to great accomplishments, if not used wisely, it can also burn many bridges. Venus is retrograde, and it is not the time to burn those bridges just yet. So temper your words, and should you find someone else being not so kind, do not engage. This may only further serve to enrage this individual, but you will feel so much better, and that is all that truly matters. So I meant to say this before I started reading these. I'm sorry. I was saying before, tarot by Cecilia. She does a daily draw, and I love to read her interpretations because she has a great voice. When I was when I was midway someplace in between my tarot journey of learning the tarot, if you read her interpretations of the cards that she pulls, she is literally, you can see her almost sitting across from you. And that is what the interpretation sounds like. So I loved, and if you read it out loud, then you begin to get how when you're reading tarot for someone, you begin to get how your reading voice sounds. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I love Tarot by Cecilia. I look at her stuff a lot because we talk about how to say you're reading. Like when you pull a card for someone, what do you say with that? And her voice does that when she types out her thing every day. It's called Tarot by Cecilia. And I can't remember Cecilia's last name to save my life right now. But it is not. It's a blog that she actually does have a YouTube too. So of course I should know that. I posted some of it in the events page. And a lot of it is on my Pinterest too. So I will get you the links for that. Ugh, Marge, you rock. Marge, I just have to say something. Marge goes out and finds it. She is really good at helping you develop your voice for reading. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, I totally missed what you guys were saying. Pat and hold on. And his brother Yanni died, and that in the operation. Yes, yep. It's super interesting stories for real. Where was I looks almost like a Wiki wearing a Darth Vader costume. Oh, no shit. No kidding. That's what I thought, right? Shauna saw it first. Jen, are they saying he is Aries or Libra? Now, Cecilia is talking about him as that Aries energy because when she did this reading, the sun was in Aries. So you have to take what she says and realize that when she did this reading, it was an Aries time. So she brought that Aries energy into it. And I love that too, because she brings the zodiac into it, which helps me sometimes if I'm reading it. That's why if you can read it on that day, it's good because you start to go, oh, Aries feels like this. When the sun is in Aries, this energy is pulled in. So she's really good about pulling in the astrological zodiac stuff, which I really like. And I enjoyed as kind of a trying to get your own reading voice. Do you guys know what I mean when I say reading voice? When you begin to do readings for other people on a more regular basis, you begin to have a dialogue that this is how I read. And so you're developing your reading voice. And in developing mine, I took lots of different people's reading voices and then kind of learned them and incorporated that into how I wanted to be reading. Does that make sense? So the ones that I'm reading, the Tarot by Cecilia readings, are from her voice, but I thought they were great. Well, the sun was in fucked up today. Absolutely, Sherry Bug. I'm with you. Look at where I am. I'm with you. Okay. Oh, Sarah, we did that. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I'm putting my cards when I'm done. All right, so spellcasters. This is a great King of Swords card. Look at the snow. Oh, I love this card. Oh, it's so beautiful. And the wolf. Oh, this is a King of Swords energy. Of all the things, now remember, this is Cecilia's voice. Of all the things I might want to say about this card, what stands out the most is the sword. You may need to have yours at the ready in case someone tries to take something away from you. There is some sort of power play going on here. So picture Cecilia. She's looking at this card. She has pulled this card for you. And she picks out certain things that she's seeing about the card. And that's the energy that she feels for you based on what she notices about the card. Okay? And sometimes you notice different things in a card. Sometimes you'll notice the wolf instead of the sword. And that's a different kind of reading. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to do is enhance your voice, your reader's voice. There is some sort of power play going on here. Look for an authority figure to take back something you thought was yours. The possibility of it happening in one fell swoop is real. They may not be nice about it either, and you may not be left with any options. Hopefully, you do not encounter this person of higher authority on your path. Let yourself be the typical King of Swords and use your intelligence to achieve what you need. Strive for organization in your life and keep your priorities straight for the best results. You know what is bad? I'm not sure if I have the 78 mythical or not. I hear you, Sherry Bug. There are times that I'm like, do I have that? EMTs. It's a representation of Odin. Hugh. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Hold on. See the on either side here. Hold on. Right here. Yep. Hugin and Munin and the wolves, Jerry and Frecky. I thought it was, how do I want to say it? Fenrir. No, that's different. Never mind. Got it, Pat. Thank you, my Norse brother. Okay. Perfect. One more like this. Is that how many I have? Yes. I wish I had another one, but I couldn't find the card. Yes. Okay. One more like this. Ready? This is the King of Swords from the Dreaming Way Tarot. Now, this is what I'm saying based on sometimes you will pull some energy from a card and it's the same King of Swords card, but based on the artist interpretation, you're going to fear. I see now I'm reading your thing and speaking, Pat. Fenrir is the son of Loki. Yep. As soon as I said it, I knew it was wrong, but thank you, Pat. Just one of those kinds of days. As soon as you see the card, you get a different kind of energy. So reading this King of Swords is going to be very different from reading this King of Swords. This is a very different King of Swords, different kind of energy. So you're going to put a little bit of a different spin on that reading. So listen to how Cecilia reads this King of Swords. Mars in the last degree of Capricorn will play a heavy role in today's activities and events, forceful to say the least, so it can likely bring extreme positives and negatives in any area of life. When it comes to the epitome of nastiness and negativity, which may be felt, seen, or heard today, the King of Swords definitely wears this crown. Here we have a man whose ego is extremely inflated, looking much more like a sore loser sitting dejected on his would-be throne. Personally, I have often cringed when seeing this type of person show up in a reading. A controlling narcissist? Absolutely. This is definitely not the person anyone would want in control of their kingdom, as he feels he is above everyone and beyond reproach. Judging the depiction in today's card, it would appear that someone or something has indeed deflated this overblown windbag's ego just a tad. This only serves to feed on his negative side, and he will not quietly go away. But he will go away and sit on his lonely throne to rethink his approach to life and his purpose. However, the chances of him being swayed to become the personality of any other king is unlikely. This negativity is deep and long-standing, and some things can never change. So do you feel that that energy? Overblown windbag. Yes, right. So do you feel how different you would be reading these two different cards? So very often, depending on what deck you have or what deck you choose from your collection of decks to read with someone, you could have very different kinds of readings. And that's why before you start a reading, depending on what kind of tarot person you are, now, if it works for you, it works. If you're a person, though, that is feeling the energies and connecting to, like when I connect to your guardians, before I start that reading, before I decide really what deck I'm using, unless I have 1 or 2 decks out, I am connecting to that energy and feeling out that energy to say, okay, is there a certain deck that I'm supposed to be using for you? Because I expect that energy to say, oh, I'm going to be pulling the King of Swords and I need this one, or I need this one, because that reading is going to be different. Does that make sense, you guys, or am I confusing you? I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but I did want to introduce you to how 2 different decks can affect how you're going to be reading for a person. I didn't get why people had different decks before, but it makes sense now. See? That was pretty freaking awesome. The Modern Spellcaster's King trumps the latter one, right? I agree. It's just different energies, though, for sure. And that's why can't connect with my other one. And that's okay, Phelan. Don't forget that sometimes it's because you're not reading for the right person. And sometimes once you start reading for other people and you connect to their energy, you suddenly will be like, oh, wait, they need this other deck. I don't really like that deck. I don't really connect with that deck. But their energy, ooh, we need this deck back here. I don't use that deck. But you need this one. Okay? What is your favorite King of Swords? It's coming. I'll get there. I'm almost there. It's not the right one for me for sure. I touched my Paulina deck and felt it. Perfect. See? And that is that deck that you go for, right? I still first look for the positive qualities of the king, and if I get a hit, I go shadow, right? I totally get that. Yep. Jen, off topic, has the ice storm relented down your way? Yes, Kay, it has, finally. And I was going to show eventually. Oh, tomorrow I have my half day tomorrow. So I'll try to go down and show. I showed Hexen, actually. We had a tree go down in the back. And it literally split the tree in half. I felt so bad. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But I took some wood from that because I'm going to use some of that wood for some healing work that I'm doing. But it split it in half. And you can see, like, just truly, it's super interesting. But it was very, very heavy ice. Yes, it was way down in the back. So it was not near our house. Thank goodness. Because I'll be honest, we have some trees out here, my big grandma and grandpa maple trees, that I kind of worry sometimes because I know the one way, like towards the road, which is huge, and if it fell this way, it would hit our house. Super powerful spells. Yes, absolutely, Deb. And I might make some wands out of it too. But I know if that one ever went this way, it's got to be dead inside because there's all kinds of squirrels and stuff living out there. The air altar tree? No, actually that one is an apple tree. Behind those, you know what, the line, Deb, before you get to the road that goes to the apartment building, the ugly thing, we have that line of trees in the very back. One of those back towards the neighbors behind us split right in half. So I'll go down and show it tomorrow if I remember, hopefully. Okay. Beautiful. Now, so we've got those couple readings out of the way. Let me just show you the decks that I have left. Because these are really good. What happened to, I don't know if we have before or after pulled, but not both. They did their best, though. They helped me out a whole lot. Okay. So I'll just show you. This is my favorite. My favorite King of Swords right here. Ready? It is the Pagan Otherworlds deck. I love this deck. And here is my favorite King of Swords. So we have everything. We have the clothes that are not super fancy clothes. They are just functional and clean. And, you know, they work well for what he needs. we have his crown is this bear that he has conquered. And so we know that he knows how to fight. He has been through it. He certainly knows this sword in his hand is truly a part of him. And he knows how to battle when he needs to. And we have the butterfly representation, which softens him just a little, which shows the air energy that I feel. You know, and if you feel the fire of air, there, that's here too. I feel like he's pointing, going, "Hey," right? So I wish I see. This is where I need my books. I wish I had my book because there's this. I will tell you, the Pagan Otherworlds book is awesome. Everything that they do in here is perfectly intentional. So there is a reason for that. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's these two fingers. So it's, to me, it's like as above, so below almost, that he has that kind of power and control. His intellect is able to control that who is around him. If he is fire of air, what is the wand's king? Air of air. Yes. Some people see that wand as air. Yes. So the, hold on. Fire of fire. The wand king would be the fire of fire. All right. So this is my favorite. To me, that shows that stance of, it could be arrogance, but it could just be knowing you have been through it. You have logically reasoned out everything that needs to be reasoned out, and you have the answers. You are able to control what needs to be controlled based on your intellect. Right? Love this one. My Pagan Otherworlds deck, and I haven't used it very much because I've been using it for teaching for so long, and this is not a deck that I can afford to get another usable copy while I'm teaching. I love my Pagan Otherworlds deck. And it's time of year for me to pull it out. So I may start using it and shuffling it and then just pulling out what card I need anyways, right? All right. Let's look at Shadowscapes because it's beautiful. Shadowscapes is, to me, definitely an Odin. And again, I so wish we had a big poster of each of these cards because we so need them. The details in Shadowscapes are amazing. Again, we have Hugin and Munin. We have the owl on top of his staff here. His clothing is not rich and ornate, but it is functional. Love the wings, the wings in the clouds in the air behind him. That is the very essence of the air. And I love that his hair kind of even goes into the sun, the light behind him. Such a great energy to Shadowscapes. And he has his footrest is a skull. Hold on. Come on, focus. There it is. So really beautiful representation. And can you feel this? Again, here we go again. This King of Swords energy, very different from this King of Swords energy. To me, this King of Swords energy is a little less arrogant. Although if you're seeing this as, hey, I got this, you could be seeing arrogance here. To me, this arrogance is, well, I have figured everything in the world out. I am in control here. And I'm just resting my little old foot on the scully of the enemy that I have defeated recently. And so there's very different energies. You could also read this very differently. You see that one as the silent strong type. There you go. I was just going to say, you could also see this as a pensive, internal working, not very outgoing and obviously emotional, that kind of thing, but as a pensive thinking man, right? You're seeing Leanne's post twice? Oh, I am too. I didn't notice that. Maybe that's why, because the connection was off. All right, so that was Shadowscapes. Now, they pulled out the wrong one for that one too. Damn. Where's my Everyday Witch? Let me really quickly get the right card out for my Everyday Witch, because this is a good one too. Cups, Pentacles. 10 page. Knight, Queen, King. Here we go. Okay, so Everyday Witch. This is a great, great King of Swords. I like this representation too. Here we go. Everyday Witch. So this one, much more intellectual. We are literally surrounded by books. And to me, this is almost the professor, the very highly esteemed teacher. Surrounded by the knowledge. And I almost see him, yes, going by the book, right? I almost see him as having written some of these books. And he is now teaching what he has written. I love the white cat there. The white cat is that symbolization of truth, of a little bit of softness. So he is not completely stern about everything. He does know everything, but it's a little bit softer because we allow the animal realm into our realm too. I really think that the King of Swords has other people doing the sword work for him, or he is James Bond. Absolutely, I can see that. So he is above doing that actual work. He's done all that before and figured it out. I can see that. So he's done all that before, figured it out, and now he's telling you, I went through that. I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. Get to it. Right? I can totally see that. I love the blue cape. To me is very intellectual. It is, very, that to me almost symbolizes that hierarchy of the professor status. Really, really good representation. This one is True Black. So again, here we have just the art in this card. What?
Did she pee?
Oh,
The fucking dog.
I don't know, honey. I haven't been. Oh, yep. Holy moly, did she pee? Whew. Let me guess. And you walked through it with socks again.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I didn't really, to be fair. I stepped to, the side of it and I fucking got near it. But it got my sock, for sure.
You poor thing. You walk through it every time. It's always you. Poor JoJo.
Let's go. I'm above you. She told you.
I know exactly.
What?
It's like Little Street.
All right.
It's like
Yeah, I told you the nickname. It was
Where
a
is
white
it?
nickname.
Yes. True Black Tarot. I can't believe the True Black Tarot is out of print yet.
Sorry.
Boy, did she pee. Whew. I didn't even notice either. Joey's like, did she pee? I'm like, I don't know. Did she?
I knew it was a white person name. And there was a nickname I used to call her.
Okay, so here we go. This is such an artsy deck, but boy, does it work. Works so well. Here we have, see the airiness. He is so intellectual. His intellect doesn't even fit in his head.
It wouldn't be that much if it stayed in one
To me, it is just, it's so intellectual. It's falling right out of his head.
Look at that. It sucks it right the fuck up.
Love the butterflies. Here we have again. Very often we have butterflies there. I know. I love those darker decks too. I will say that I just so far haven't used the deck. And again, it's because partly it's so, this is so bad. It's so expensive that I'm like, and now it's out of print and I'm like, I will never get this deck again. So I'm not shuffling this deck ever. So I will show it and teach with it. I don't think I will ever use this deck, but it's so pretty. Do love it. What is on his chest here? Oh, that's the top of the sword. Okay, I gotcha. It kind of blended in with his abs here. Yeah, big time abs. Whew. Like 12, 13 pack. I know. I have to say, I don't know if you guys know this, but Mama Lil gifted me this deck for my birthday this year, and just love her for giving me this deck, because I wouldn't have bought it. It's that expensive that I'm like, it's funny. I say that, and then sometimes I do spend that much on Kickstarter or something. I don't know. It's a good deck though, for sure. And I love it, and I will never use it as an actual deck, or a workable deck, even though it would totally work, which is why I will always use it probably as a teaching deck, because it would totally work. All the symbolism is there. All right, now we have the Star Tarot. Again, very, very different, but so right on representation of that King of Swords.
You know what? She's just gonna stay here.
Right? Might as well. The white eagles behind him.
What are we doing?
Yes. I did, Marge. She texted it to me, and it's in my phone. But her birthday is coming up. It's like the 27th, I believe, December 27th. So isn't that Sag? Still, I think it's Sagittarius still. I believe it's the 27th. Capricorn. Thank you. I believe it's the 27th. It might be the 25th, but I think it's the 27th. Ends on the 26th. So if it's the 25th, she's a Sag. If it's the 27th, it depends on my brain. So I'll have to check. I should have put it someplace where I could see it and not on. Yeah, she is on the cusp either way. She's either Sag or Capricorn. Yes, on the calendar. I can do that. Absolutely. Because I did what else that somebody needed to know, and I found out allergies. She only is allergic to sulfa drugs. She doesn't have any allergies to like lavender or foods or anything like that. So, all right, here we go. So again, the Star Tarot, look at his shield here. I love that he's holding this shield with this brilliant sun on there. So the sun to me in this deck is very, is about the intellect, of the bright knowledge that he possesses. I'm not ready for snow. Ugh. I wasn't either. And I already feel like we're in midwinter because I'm already sick of the ice and snow and sharp and places hard to walk and trying to balance on the ice because we never salt anything. We're fucking lazy people, apparently. It's not just me in this house, it's everyone. So we're good. Take my snow, right? At least you have lots of body heat, right? We should just roll everybody down the sidewalk. All right. So great representation. I love his crown here. I wonder if that's the moon. He has spirals on his robe, which spirals to me are very representative of the goddess. So, which is funny. I'm sure that's not what it's supposed to be here, but I did not bring the star book up. Spirals also represent intellect, right? So that makes sense. Can't wait. Gotta go for my walk. No problem. Thanks, Brienne. Our town Christmas parade. Damn it. I hate when I pick up half your guys' conversation because then I'm like, damn, wait, what's that about? Squirrel. All right. We're almost done. Because I'll tell you, where's my, nope. I need that book. Where is it? Because again, I had a hard time. Oh, look, the star book. Duh, I didn't realize. Let me just quickly look that up to see. Wands, swords, the queen, and nope. Oh, it's, I hate when they do that. King, king of wands, king of cups, king of swords. Celestial king, who has mastered focus, clarity, and insight. He embodies the elements of fire, spirit, and air, intellect, balancing and integrating the fiery masculine life force with brilliant intellect, resulting in divine reasoning that expands into an intense passion. I want to know if you're going to tell me about these spirals. Blah, blah, blah. In the image, here we go. In the image, the King of Swords, the king sits on his white eagle throne. Eagles soar high in the sky, viewing Earth from a heightened perspective. They symbolize connecting to the spiritual realms, bringing divine thought down to the physical. The white eagle embodies the courage and strength to live by spiritual truth. The king's crown, sword, and shield shine with the 8-pointed star of balance, harmony, and cosmic order. It also the seal of a prophet and oneness with Creator. The 8-pointed star represents the concept as above, so below. The sun that shines from behind the king's head, showing his connection to divine intellect. The spirals on his blue gown express his understanding and connection to the cosmos in relation to the cycles of Mother Earth. Ooh, lots of the king's deep violet cloak represents his open crown chakra, receiving divine thought. Violet is associated with spirituality and enlightenment, alignment with the divine. The sea of stars on his cloak bring inherent memories. They embody the multitude of possibilities available to each of us, as well as hope and healing. The double-edged sword, which most King of Swords are double-edged, they metaphorically is the sword of judgment that cuts both ways. The double-edged sword also symbolizes the soul and spirit in balance. The sword must always be kept in balance to bring clear and just judgment. The 3 kingfisher birds signify the evolution of intellectual perspectives and intuition, bringing inspired visions and manifestation of one's destiny. Whew. All right, good. So the last card, I'm not going to pull the El Goliath because I don't have the card out, but we are going to do the everyday enchantment story. Did I just skip? Are you guys all still with me? I feel like I saw me lean forward and then it went bing, blip. It did. Okay, good. I'm not totally crazy then. I feel a little better. Well, all right. I'm kind of crazy, but you know, in a good way. You time warped. All right, good. I'm like, am I in a different realm? What happened here? Right? All right, so we're going to do the everyday enchantment because I love my everyday enchantment story. It's a jump to the left. No. Okay, I can't sing it. I can't. I'm not going to start singing it. No Rocky Horror tonight. All right, here we go. Everyday enchantment. This is the last card, and unfortunately, I am going to go through Stephen's notes But I'm not going to do before and after because we only have one of them out. And I don't know which one it is. All right. This. Let's do the time. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not going into Rocky Horror tonight, damn it. I got to go through this. We're almost done. This is a particularly difficult case I'm presenting. Yet I feel I can do it justice. Even though some details are abhorrent, I won't be swayed by sentiment and will convey my client's experience calmly and clearly. To some, I may seem distant when offering facts of the matter in a succinct synopsis, but that's not the whole truth. I'm professional, not indifferent. So I can see the stature of this person, right? It's my irrefutable logic and watertight argument that will encourage the right decision of judge and jury, not bluster or passion. My ability to precise and pare down without emotional embellishment is renowned. Words are like this knife I hold and may be wielded constructively or destructively. I choose to use their thrust with care. Yet years of experience plus application and intellectual rigor make me formidable, and my impeccable advice is based in sound reason. I won't let my standards drop, either at work or at home. I am as you see me at all times. People know where they stand with me because I'm straight and true, but I hope I'm not so earnest as to be entirely tedious. Turning into Kelly, breaking into song, I know, right? That's so funny. Okay, stop. I just, all right. Nope, I'm not scrolling out. Hold on, let me finish. I'm going to get through it. I'm almost done. Perhaps I'm not the most frivolous of men, but I'm still as welcome at a dinner party as I am in court. I can tell a gripping story over a drink, and when I tell a tale, there's no self-indulgent waffle to bore anyone. I pay attention to detail because I want to. It's my pastime as well as my profession. To sum up in my own defense, I'm trustworthy because I have right on my side. I make sure of that. And that is that slight arrogance, right? That, of course, you should listen to me because I'm correct. Why would you not listen to what I am saying? I have figured it out. I know how the universe works, and you need to listen to how I am telling you. Right? That arrogance, but he knows he's arrogant for a reason because he's so smart about it. By the way, I adore Tim Curry. Is there anyone better? I just adore him. I love him in everything. But, you know, that was my first love of Tim Curry was in Rocky Horror. And those of us who are old enough they don't do Rocky Horror anymore like they used to when we were young, right? Like where you go into the theater and you bring your popcorn and you bring stuff you throw and you act it out with them. They don't do that anymore as far as I know, right? They should. It was really, they do not. Do they really, Jack? That makes me happy because that was such a great part of my youth that I would hope that it continues somewhere. Every Friday. Yep, we used to do it every Friday here too. Houston does. Awesome. They do here. Love it. That's such a dangerous energy. It's so Putin's. Yes, Emma, what I tell you is the truth. That's right. You don't have to look up the truth because I'm telling you this is the truth. I've already done the work for you. I am the bigger brain, so you don't have to think, I've done that for you. That very much reminds me of the Pope in the Catholic Church normally too, although this one is a little bit better. But the Pope in the Catholic Church has always been, I grew up as a Catholic. As Catholics, we were not encouraged to read our Bibles because we were not intellectual and smart enough to divine the word correctly. So the priests would read the word. You should not have a Bible technically, really, because you really aren't smart enough to figure it out for yourself. I will read it and then I will tell you simple stories so that you can understand how that means. Right? I know it is so screwed up. Yep. Also with a rabbi. Yeah, that's, I if it works for you, it works. But boy, I was such that annoying kid. And even though I had great priests, I still to this day talk about the priests that I love from back in the day. Father Paul, my youngest son, his middle name is Paul, for Father Paul, who, was one of those priests that just was a good man. He used to sit us down as teenagers instead of going into the confessional booth and everything. He'd say, come into my office, have a seat. How's it been going? What's going on? How you doing? And talk to you as a person. And that was a very different thing in the Catholic Church at that time anyways. Okay. Let me read through. Whoops, don't take your glasses off, John. Read through the notes. What did you do with the notes? Where are the notes? There are the notes. I got them. So this is Stephen so wonderfully does my notes for me every week. And this is how you are going to read this card. No one could read Latin either. Yeah. So they couldn't read it anyway. Exactly. You just knew the response to give back, right? And when to sit, stand, kneel. That's right. So Stephen so wonderfully gives me the notes here. And this is, if you're doing a reading for someone, this is in every instance what you would say, how you would interpret the King of Swords coming up in this kind of reading. So for a career finance reading, the King of Swords suggests the need for clear, objective thinking. Any career or finance decisions will need to be carefully thought through. Be wary of making any impulsive decisions without establishing the facts, right? Taking that emotion out and weighing up the pros and cons. The King of Swords may also advise consulting a professional in financial or legal matters. Health reading. The King of Swords advises thinking the options through before following a course of action. Make sure all the issues involved have been taken into account. Seek professional medical help in order to establish a clear diagnosis, an appropriate means of treatment. And again, that sounds so very clinical, right? In a health reading, get real factual and clinical if you're pulling that card. Relationship. The King of Swords suggests that a more rational approach may be needed. Take a more objective view of the relationship, but be careful of becoming too detached and analytical, as this may come across as being cold or unemotional. What? No. The card may indicate someone who is intellectual and analytical in the relationship. Not Peter at all. No. Oh, are we all giving hugs? I love it. Have you always been able to read something while talking about something else? Yes, always, because I'm ADD. So I'm always doing at least 12 things and thinking about another. Always. General. The King of Swords represents someone who is intellectual, clear-minded, and decisive. They will follow reason more than feelings, and because of this may come across as being emotionally detached. The card represents a logical and analytical approach. If taken to the extreme, the King of Swords can seem too cold, manipulative, and even cruel, right? If you take all the emotion out and suddenly you're like, okay, well, this is the path and I don't give a shit if it hurts you or not. That's maybe a little too far. Bob, see, Deb, you and I are so alike, aren't we? It's like we've led parallel lives. You must have 3 brains. I swear I do. I know I keep saying I keep one of my brains with Steven so that he can remember all the things that I have forgotten. Now, so see, and all of you have little pieces of my brain too. While you're all here, I'm going to ask you guys, do you remember? All I can remember is it was in a video. We were looking for my fancy magnifying glass, and I can't remember why at all. I found it last night, and I was like, oh, I found it. I've been looking for it for months and months. The magnifying glass that Mama Lil gave me, we were looking for it for something. Now that I finally found it, I have no idea why I needed it so much. Like it was a very specific purpose. And I was like, oh, I have to show you this magnifying glass for a very specific purpose. The Al Goliath. Thank you. Oh, yes. See, now if I had done the Al Goliath card, I totally would have figured that out because they pulled the book out, but I didn't get the card. That's exactly it. Thank you. To read this. That's exactly it. I have to keep it with the tarot decks. This one in particular, so I can read this. Thank you, Em. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I feel so much better. I love when that happens. That it's like a weight off my shoulder. Like, okay, there's this thing and I can't quite dig into my brain far enough to figure it out. But thank you. It feels so much better now. All right. Oh, shit. So here's the thing. My helpers, whom I love, and I know they were trying to help me, they have mixed up our cards. So all of our cards, even the ones we have done, are in here still. Oh, wait, maybe they're still in the back. Some of them. Hold on. Justice, we did. Good. Yep. Oh, maybe they're all in the back. Page of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Did we do Ace of Wands? Yes, we did. The Fool. Yep. Yep. Wow, we've done more than I thought. The Hierophant. The Hanged Man. The Page of Cups. The Page of Wands. Did we do them yet? Page of Cups. Page of Wands. I think that's where we were. Good night. Thanks for coming, sweetie. I think. Anybody? Page of Cups, Page of Wands. Are we that far behind? Boy, sometimes that lag is like, whoo. I'm over here responding out loud like you can hear me. See, I never know if it's that or if I'm still lagging and I'm like, okay, come on, catch up so you can answer my question. I just remember Page of Pens. Okay, perfect. Page of Wands. Okay, but I don't think it's from Tarot Tuesday. Okay. We did the Page of Pens. All right, so I think hopefully we will not pull a card that was already pulled. If so, I'll have to pull again. Try to remember, Stephen, my second brain. Do you have past events? Yeah, we do. I think we're okay though. And even if we left out a couple cards this time, as long as we don't pull the same card, I'll pull them and figure it out. Stephen now has made, I don't know if you guys saw this, in the files in the group, in the Facebook group, Stephen has made a file that has the links to every Tarot Tuesday event. So that when you need to look back at a Tarot Tuesday event, it's not hard to find. Because what we figured out is it's a lot easier on a mobile device to find a previous event because you just go to the past tab. But when you're doing it on a computer or on a laptop, you have to go through the calendar, which is a little bit different. I was like pants. Oh, Page of Pence. Sorry, Pentacles. I should say Pentacles. So he has created for us a file with all the links to the past events. So if you need to look at some of the cards that we did before, you can click on that link and it will take you back to that event. Okay. All right, here we go. Next week's card is way up front. Ooh, it's like the third card here. The moon. Have we done the moon? I cannot believe we got another major arcana card. We haven't done the moon yet? Now I'm like, shit. I know we did the moon in our tarot study before, but was that Tarot Tuesday? Yeah, we did it in the tarot study last year, which is the different. Yeah, we did the sun. We didn't do the moon yet. We did it in the tarot study last year, but not in Tarot Tuesday yet. So it's different. One of my favorite. We really didn't? I feel like I just said one of my favorite cards. But I think I say that every week, don't I? I probably do say, this is one of my favorite cards every week. Ooh, oh, this is one of my favorites. I think I do that every week, don't I? I do love the moon card. I cannot believe we once again chose a major arcana card, though. That's hilarious. We just are going right down the line with majors. It's super funny to me that we keep choosing major arcana cards. It's hilarious. Where is the book for this, guys? They took my book out. Here we have Jen's 78 favorite cards. Exactly. I know, right? Every time I'm like, oh, this card is so great. You can tell. I was saying today, I don't know if I said it in admin chat or if I said it in the group, that I really love to get ready for Tarot Tuesdays because every week I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I love this card. It reminds me of why I love the tarot so much because every week I'm like, oh, look at this card and we need to talk about this aspect of the card and why this is important and how we can read it when this happens. And I love tarot. I really love the tarot. I love the symbology of it. I love the uses that you can use with tarot. I love it. All right. I love you guys. We are at 2 hours and 16 minutes. I can't believe you guys hung in there. Hi. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry that you guys are just coming on. 3 people right at the end. Really? I'm sorry. My favorite tarot card is the Moon and Lovers. Good for you, Johnny. So I apologize that you're coming in at the end. I can't believe we've gone over 2 hours. I had to miss some of the live stream. Did Jen cover the deck? They had the King of Swords shown on the post-advertising event. I can't remember oh no, I did not. I don't have that deck, but it's pretty, isn't it? With all those abs on there. Minus the 45 minutes in the beginning of the chatting. Right? There you go. Thank you, Jack. All right. I love you guys so much. Tomorrow we will go over a little bit more of how we're going to separate out some of the Dana stuff. But please know, I would like you guys to really send her some great energy tonight and tomorrow. That first radiation appointment was a really tough one on her. So she's needing those hugs tonight and some extra love. Okay? I love you guys. I will make up the event as soon as I'm off. And so you guys will be invited to the event in probably about 5 minutes. Love you guys.